Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Fiona Bolton and I'm here with you live today. I'm coming up to 18 years as a fertility expert, and I want to share some tips with you because what some women don't realize is that your relationship could be causing a number of issues in your body. For example, fibroids, adenomyosis, endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, any kind of cysts, polyps, or the full PCOS itself. All of these things add up because we have a lot of pent up emotion in our body. Even painful periods are a sign of pent up emotion in the body. Now, emotion is energy in motion. So when the emotion gets stuck, it gets stored, it can fester, and then things in our physiology don't function so well. Now, I'm not the only one that preaches this. There's many, many people that do, and many, many books on how your body speaks your mind. A lot of Louise Hay's books, the founder of Hay House Publishing, she writes about this and how you can heal your life. You heal your life when you look at the emotions and the thoughts that create those emotions, and we begin to shift them. And this is what I do with the work that I do, which is why I'm called a miracle worker. I wouldn't say I'm a miracle worker, but my clients seem to believe that because I help women up to the age of 55 to have their own children with their own eggs. And this is really, really powerful. And I want this for you too. And as we move into looking at our relationships, this is really important. Our relationship with ourselves, with our body, with our mind, with our loved ones, and in the relationships that we're in with our partner. All of these add up and they are reflected back to you to help you to be the best version of you, because every single cell in your body is hardwired to not only survive, but to thrive. And women, we have this womb. This womb helps us to manifest anything that we think. So manifestation simply means more of. So it's going to give you more of what you're thinking about and what you're feeling. And this is where things begin to not work out so well for people when we're focusing on worst case scenario, which doesn't help, especially in the medical world. When you are trying for a baby, you're over 40 and doctors call you a geriatric. And they say, look, you can't use your own eggs. Look at your age. They're not even looking at any other numbers or any other statistics that you're presenting. They're only looking at the statistics of the general population and saying, because of your age, donor egg is the only route. And my clients come to me in floods of tears. They don't want that, so they don't have to go that route, because what we do is we shift. We help to create that shift that is needed. And the shift comes from really looking at what's going on, not being afraid to look at what is going on, and seeing how your body is communicating back to you. And we often don't know the language. So that's where working with my clients on a one-to-one basis when they're doing my Fertile Lifestyle course, which is a 90-day protocol with a money-back guarantee because it's guaranteed to work. So when we work on that level, we can help to see where you're at, where you need to go, and how you're going to get there. But it needs to be effortless and with grace. This is where a lot of fertility courses go wrong. It's too much sacrifice. Fertility is not about sacrifice. Your relationship with your body, with your fertility journey, with your partner is not about sacrifice. If you're in that sacrificial mode, it doesn't work. And in fact, it actually causes a number of fertility issues. And I want to run through what that means. Are you curious? Do you have painful periods? Do you want to know what that means? Do you have issues manifesting what you desire? Happy relationship, or financial flow, or just an easier, happier life in general? Or don't want to have the fibroids, don't want to have the PCOS, don't want to have any more blocks to what you want to do in your life, which is including creating a life that you love and creating new life with a human being. You have the power to do that with your womb. So I want to run through with you today some tips and techniques on what your body is telling you, how you can decipher that, and then I'm going to invite you to join me 30 days, a 30-day Bloom Your Womb protocol to help you to manifest what you desire, not what you don't desire, to clear the abundance blocks that you may have, to clear any feelings of lack of self-worth, to clear ongoing heartache from anything, from relationships, from failed fertility attempts, any kind of fertility blocks whatsoever, we can shift when we're working deeper with the womb. Okay, this is a very intelligent organ. Really, it's as powerful as the brain. We put so much emphasis on workings of the mind, but people are neglecting the womb. This is what connects you directly to the creator. This is what you use to create anything. And if you're not working that, it's like a muscle. It goes flaccid. It's not going to work that great for you, is it? You know, if you work your body so you maintain a really healthy vessel, you're going to be thriving. You're going to feel great. You're going to be achieving what you desire. But if you're not working with certain areas of the body which are more intelligent than muscles, i.e., the brain, the womb, then life isn't so fun. You know, it's indicative if you're lacking the zest for life, then you're not connected properly to your womb. If you're feeling disconnected from your emotions, then you're not connected properly to your womb. If you have endometriosis, like I say, PCOS, fibroids, all of these things have come to fruition because you're not connected properly to your womb. And I want you to be. So you are invited to join me for my 30-day Bloom Your Womb protocol. And you can access that in the description already. Go to www.fertilityactivator, and activator spelt with an O, .com/B for bloom, Y for your, W for womb. BYW, Bloom Your Womb. Because, look, the womb, as I said earlier, is more than a physical organ. It is a gateway to your creation, to your ability to create. It is a sacred vortex of energy. And honestly, across ancient traditions, the womb has always been revered as the seat of life, the seat of creativity and divine connection. It is where spirit meets matter. Okay, this is where, it's your baby's first home. And babies in spirit form, okay? So as their body is forming, their spirit is already there. Their spirit has to be there at the point of conception, okay? It's this golden spark for those of you that can see it. And you see this spark of light. And we are light beings, okay? That is what life is. Light is information, light codes. This is our DNA. This is who we are. So that essence can flow in and out, back to source creator, back to your womb, okay? So this is a portal. This is a gateway. This is a seat. This is where the divine connection happens, okay? Baby doesn't go into a meditative state to move into different dimensions. Baby is moving through this portal, which is your womb. That's how powerful it is. It's where your not only spirit meets matter, but your ideas, your dreams, your physical life are all birthed into existence. So in sacred texts, please feel free to look at them yourself. There are always spiritual teachings that describe the womb as a divine portal, as a space where energy flows from source creator and enters to manifest on that physical plane. It's also referred to as the cauldron of creativity because it holds immense power. The power to birth not only children, but also your ideas, to birth a better relationship and birth better versions of ourselves. The womb is a gateway to your intuition. For those of you that are struggling to trust, struggling to surrender, it's because there is that disconnect between you and source creator, your higher self, your ancestors, your guides. And it's not just through meditation that we can access that, but activating just a simple communion with your womb. All right. So the wisdom that the womb has, it connects us to the deeper knowing of the ancestral memory and source energy. Because I'm going to list in a moment what some unresolved emotions are causing. And you might say, hey, I don't have those unresolved emotions, but I do have adenomyosis, or I do have fibroids, or I do have cysts. So we know that it's actually coming through, if it's not from you in this lifetime, it's from your cellular DNA, what you were born into, the genetics. But what codes and shapes those genetics is what was passed on down through your ancestors. We know about intergenerational trauma. We know that thoughts and fears are passed on through the generations, okay? Different personality types. Oh, my grandma was like this, my mum was like this, whatever. We know that, different diseases like alcoholism, it gets passed on through the generations. We know that the ancestral link is very, very real. So for that reason, when I mention these unresolved emotions now, if they're not coming from you, we need to do some ancestral clearing. And that's what you can begin to do yourself with the Bloom Your Womb 30-day protocol. I want to empower you with the skills and gifts that I have that I use to help my clients to overcome their fertility blocks and relationship blocks. They're manifesting the man of their dreams or improving their relationships and being able to jump the hurdles that are required that are just not making sense on this physical plane. Why is my body being like this? Why doesn't my body work the way I want it to? It's not about that. People think it is because they're not aware of the full scope of what's going on. And this is where the Bloom Your Womb 30-day protocol can help. So let's have a look. For those of you with endometriosis, the unresolved emotions include suppressed anger, frustration, or resentment. And this often is stemming from feeling unheard or unseen or undervalued as a woman. And this could be anywhere, in the workplace, in the home, perhaps as a child. You'll see it reflected in your relationships. Suppressed anger, frustration, resentment, feeling unheard, being unseen or undervalued. If you have a personality type that's overgiving and sacrificing yourself for others at the expense of your personal needs, which I see so often with my clients, it's why they're not getting pregnant, then that needs to be healed. If that's not causing endometriosis for you, where you're, literally the energy is leaking out of you, and instead of being nourished inward, what's happening is that the body's mirroring the attempt to build and therefore put tissue in a misdirected space. So it's like representing your misdirected energy, where instead of your energy flowing where it needs to flow for yourself to fill up your cup and then overflow to others, it's misdirected, misguided, and therefore tissue is building outside of your uterus. And that's what endometriosis is. And so therefore, it's a really important time to have a look at, hey, am I overgiving? Am I sacrificing too much? Do I feel undervalued? Maybe you just undervalue yourself. Maybe others see your value. They don't express it with their love language, which is why I teach about the love languages in the Fertile Lifestyle course. The other thing is emotional pain from betrayal. Emotional pain from betrayal. Past relationships that haven't been processed properly, and unexpressed grief. You've been holding it in. So, endometriosis is a gift. All disease is a gift to say, hey, look, this is where the imbalance is, because fertility is all about balance. So look at what your body's saying. Let's deal with this. Every disease, every form of disharmony or dis-ease in the body comes from thoughts and feelings. Okay, there is that psychosomatic connection always. Let's have a look at adenomyosis, because this is just skyrocketing at the moment. A lot of young women, especially, are having an adenomyosis diagnosis. The unresolved emotions include deep grief, deep sorrow, often not feeling acknowledged. And all of these emotions get buried in the womb, and that's what the energetic reflection of adenomyosis is. And adenomyosis can energetically symbolize the womb turning inward on itself, holding pain instead of releasing it outward. Because adenomyosis, it encapsulates the long-held pain from unfulfilled desires. The long-held pain from unfulfilled desires. Can you relate to that? Particularly desires around fertility, but not just fertility, around motherhood, and even just the feminine. Wanting those desires fulfilled, and they're just not. So instead of knowing what to do with it, you turn in on yourself, and that's what happens. That's what's reflecting. Fibroids. The unresolved emotion for fibroids is holding on to hurt, holding on to regrets, and also not dealing with family-related trauma. And this could be, further ancestral stuff, or even not just stuff with your mum, could be with your dad, grandparents, any unrelated family trauma. It begins to get stuck in the body, and that's what's indicative of these fibroids, causing the fibroids. In addition to that, it's anger that's related to past trauma, or pain that's related to past trauma. And like I say, it includes ancestral trauma, where your grandparents and parents haven't dealt with certain stuff. You, especially if you're the firstborn, will be dealing with most of this, not all of it. There is stuff that you will, no matter where you were born, you'll be taking on because it's part of your lineage. So the other thing that fibroids represent is the resistance to letting go of emotional baggage or letting go of toxic connections. So making do in a relationship that may be a little toxic for them, may not be ideal for them. And it's all about learning to let go of that baggage and to resolve what is unresolved. Like I said earlier, fibroids manifest as being stuck energy or unexpressed ideas that were never allowed to flow or be released. It's linked in with feeling a bit misunderstood as well. People see you as just one way, but you're more than just that one way. And then it just begins to build in the body and get stuck. PCOS. Now, this is a huge diagnosis that is indicative of anything from cysts to acne to difficulty with insulin, insulin resistance, raised testosterone, facial growth, hair growth, a lot of things. Now, what it comes down to ultimately, the unresolved emotions include fear of stepping into your feminine power, fear of embracing womanhood. Now, this fear can often stem from our relationship with our mum, where we look at our mum as the divine feminine, and there's aspects about her that we reject, and therefore we reject it within us. Other emotional imbalances between structure, the masculine energy, and flow, the feminine energy, and finding it difficult to navigate between the two. Feelings of inadequacy, feelings of unworthiness as well. And all of these can be tied into societal expectations as well as personal expectations. So again, it might just be you being hard on yourself, taking on these things, or it could be society, it could be family, but is the underlying inadequacy or unworthiness. So the energetic reflection here with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, even just cysts on the ovaries, is getting more connected to your ovaries, because your ovaries symbolize unfulfilled creative or reproductive potential. And often it's both. You're not influencing your life with your creative skills enough. And there's this little niggle consistently that you want to be doing, I don't know, writing a book or dance or something. And oh no, I don't have time. And oh no, look, I'd rather be doing this now. And I've just lost the desire for it. I don't have the energy for it. That potential is unfulfilled. And that will cause disharmony, which ends up causing dis-ease in the body. So the PCOS reminder, polycystic ovarian syndrome reminder, is energetically, it's reflecting a disconnect from the feminine self. Embrace your femininity, embrace the grace, embrace the ability to create anything. And that will help you to create new life too. So what do painful or irregular menstrual cycles mean? A couple of things going on here. The unresolved emotions are rejection of femininity or discomfort with the menstrual process. So yes, the discomfort is very real. A lot of it is where your veins are, stretching, and all this extra blood flow is pulsing through. The shedding of the uterine lining can be painful as well. If you have low iron, you often bleed more heavily. If you have estrogen dominance, you can bleed more heavily. And it creates tiredness. When you're tired, you're more sensitive, you're more irritable. And these things can then build up resentment for having a menstrual process. But It's not meant to. In fact, our periods aren't even meant to be painful. But looking at what aspect of my femininity am I rejecting? If that doesn't relate to you, it could be that it's stored shame, stored guilt, stored fear. And this, you know, guilt is a man-made emotion, but people very much connect to it. And the shame and the fear often stem from cultural conditioning or personal experiences that you've got as a belief system that isn't serving you, and you're seeing that reflected back in your life. So the emotional overwhelm or resistance to life's natural flow and cycles is also what can cause irregular periods and painful periods. And I do find that a lot of my clients are at the point of emotional overwhelm when they come to see me. And I help women to get their periods back. Women who've lost their periods for more than 6 months, women who are on the verge of their 50s or even in their 50s, and they want to extend their fertility window. And we want to have a look at what is the emotional overwhelm. And sometimes it's the emotional overwhelm of, I still don't have this baby that I've been craving. And now I'm really, really scared because now my window is closing. And I don't know what to do. Should I throw everything at it, work really hard, focus? And it's not about that. Let's peel everything back, create some even keel, some balance, a life that you enjoy, a life that lights you up, a life that gives you more energy. So you don't feel that you are reacting, which is another form of emotional overwhelm, which is only going to cause your menstrual cycle to still be out. Now, specific to painful periods is that they often mirror resistance to releasing emotions. Could be blocked energy, and it could be to do with past trauma that's just not processed, and it's building in your menstrual cycle. You know, a lot of people say to me, is acupuncture needed? Acupuncture is great when you're working with an acupuncturist because it gets the energy flowing. And I love it when acupuncturists share with my clients, oh, you've got stagnant life force energy. You've got too much yin here or too much yang there. And your menstrual cycle is telling you this anyway. So especially if you're using a moon cup, you can really monitor the consistency, the stickiness, the color. Is it brown? Is it oxidated? Is it slow? Is it stagnant? Is it really, really thick and sticky? Again, it's stagnant. You know, it's going to be showing you what's going on. And when you know how to read your body, you don't necessarily need someone else to read it for you. And again, what I provide for my clients is not only this type of wisdom, but you can do your own energy clearing and energy building. You don't need to go see an acupuncturist. Yes, acupuncture is great, but if it's a stressful journey to get there and it's an added expense, you don't need to be forking that out necessarily if you've got the other tools that I can share with you to clear the stagnant energy, to get the life force energy moving. Wherever the life force goes, the blood will flow, and then we can clear things. You know, women in their 50s get their periods back with me in just 2 months. The protocol I have works. And like I say, I've been doing this for 18 years. So it's my gift for women to end suffering and to create a life that they love, however that looks. So how can you manifest through the womb? This sacred vortex, you might be asking. You might want to manifest a better relationship with yourself, with your partner, to not have this built up emotion, right? So when things dissolve, the energy dissolves, it's going to dissolve in your physicality as well. So as I said earlier, your womb is like a sacred doorway to Source Creator. So powerful, right? Which is why men love sex, because that is how they're connecting to Source Creator. So the closer they get to your womb space, they can feel it. And the energy that you exude through the vagina, through your smile, through your eyes, through your heart, they feel that's their connection to Source. You already have that. That's innate to you. You just might not be using it. And if you are suffering any form of depression, you're definitely disconnected from it. So this womb space, this doorway to Creator, where spirit becomes tangible. Energetically, it's a vortex of spinning energy into form. So that's why sex magic works. Okay, the thought becomes manifest through the woman birthing that into reality. And this is where intention, emotion, and energy align to manifest your physical reality. Your thoughts, your feelings, your visions all pour into this sacred vessel, which holds and nurtures all of your dreams and desires in fertile soil until they're ready to bloom, which is why I say it's time to bloom your womb so that you can be, do, and have all that you desire. Your life becomes easier. You have less pain trapped in the body. You know, when people use my 30-day Bloom Your Womb protocol, they're able to set clear intentions. They're able to listen to some womb meditations and activate more life force energy and have a deeper connection, have innately more gratitude for where they are, what they've created, and see the excitement of the ability to truly create what they desire when they're working with all the tools that they actually have. You know, when people say, you've got it all within you, you don't need to look without. This is what they're talking about. They're just not telling you what the tools are and how to use them. And this is why my Bloom Your Womb 30-day protocol is one of my most popular courses. And it's super affordable. It's like less than $1 a day for 30 days. Like, that's it. It's £22. It's a complete no-brainer. So again, if you're interested in that, you just go to www.fertilityactivator, activator spelled with an o.com/bloom your womb. But you don't have to write bloom your womb, just B for bloom, Y for your, W for womb. So BYW. fertilityactivator.com/BYW. It's in the description. You know, when you do this course with me, you're going to clear the past and you're going to open yourself up to creation. Because when you release these held emotions, whether it's anger in the ovaries or grief in the womb or blocked energy in the fallopian tubes, because they're all aligned to the rhythms of your ability to create, then you're going to be able to use your womb as that sacred space that connects you to your lineage, to your ancestors, to your creativity, to source energy itself. And this is the key to healing. It is 100% the key to manifesting and also stepping into your fullest, most powerful self. Even if you've already done the 30-day Bloom Your Womb protocol, I invite you to do it again. We're going to be starting again this weekend. And you can stop and start. You know, it's 30 days, but it doesn't have to be consecutive. And you can do a couple of days at once. It's about 5, maybe 10 minutes a day. You're listening to an audio, you've got exciting things to do. You can do them in bed when you're waking up and falling asleep. It's a way to commune with your womb and work with this organ on this multidimensional level. Okay, we are multidimensional beings. That's why we dream in our 7th dimension. We meditate and heal in our 8th dimension and beyond. We're aware of our physical space, because if someone stands too close to us, outside of our, they don't even have to touch us. They might just seem a little too close. That's your 4th layer, your 4th dimension that you're working with. And all of our layers of our field correspond with the different dimensions. So I'm not going to go into the quantum science of it. If you're interested in more of this, please reach out to me. I'm happy to explain it. There's many courses that I run that go into this. But for the benefit of your fertility, I want you to reconnect with your womb as a sacred vortex of creation, to clear deep emotions and energetic blockages, and to help you to truly feel grounded, because that's when you're feeling safe and you're able to connect then to everything that's happening in your life, be it the festive season, difficult times in relationships or work or finances, whatever it is. You've got to be able to transurf this, move beyond these difficulties, because you're going to feel grounded and safe and have this connection to source so that you feel genuinely looked after. You are safe no matter what. Now, each day you will be receiving something in your inbox. So all you have to do is accept these emails and then take action. Just read them. Follow along in the Fertility Help Facebook group, a complimentary group where we'll be getting everybody the support that you need in addition to doing this course. So you're not doing your course alone. I never like my clients doing courses alone. It's the interaction that stimulates that energy, which activates the motivation to create the shift that you need. Because without that, you won't shift. Nothing will shift. Nothing will change. And you just keep hoping, wanting, and getting more and more depressed. And I see that a lot too. And I don't want that for you. So I want you to know that this is a flexible 30-day protocol. You'll be able to build and hold that momentum through the help of the Fertility Help Facebook group, a private group. If you don't want to get involved in a private group, I'm here to support you privately. And I'm wanting to open my arms, open my heart, and welcome you to the 30-day protocol that starts this weekend. And of course, you can start earlier, you can start later, you can start whenever. But if you want that momentum of the group, let's start this weekend, and it will help you to move through the festive period, through Christmas. It will help you to move into the new year, to help you to implement the shifts that you desire, because you're already clearing the blocks that are holding you back and draining your energy and causing irritability, anger, frustration, disappointment. We're going to clear all of that. Nice and easy. 5 to 10 minutes a day. That is nothing. If you don't have 5 to 10 minutes a day, that's 600 seconds. You've got no life. You've got to love yourself enough to give yourself 600 seconds out of the 24 hours of the day. Okay. So I want this for you. That is my gift to women, my gift to you, to end your suffering and to ignite your power. So thank you for watching. Looking forward to connecting with you soon. Bye for now.